And those are my beautiful pan-seared scallops with a wine, shallot, butter, garlic sauce. Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jamison, and this is how I cook. Do you need some different ideas for dinner? Let me suggest to you pan-seared scallops. Scallops are delicious. They cook very quickly, and they can make a great appetizer or be the featured entree of any meal. Up next on This Is How I Cook, we're making pan-seared scallops with my famous, I can say that now, my famous wine, butter, shallot, garlic sauce. Up next on This Is How I Cook. Okay guys, before we get into the ingredients, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. It really does help my growing channel. I have some beautiful large scallops that come to me from Down East Dayboat Company. I call these flued out scallops because these scallops are picked fresh out of water and put on a plane and sent to you or me across the country. I've got some salt, I've got some pepper, I've got some dry parsley for my sauce here. I've got obviously some dry wine. This is a Pinot Grigio. I've got butter, I've got shallots, and I've got garlic that's already diced up. And then lastly, I've got some red pepper flake. We're gonna put all this together, and I'm gonna show you how quick this recipe comes together. So our first thing we wanna do is season our scallops. And because I'm using a sauce to finish the scallops, I'm not gonna go heavy with the salt and pepper, but I just wanna put a little bit of this kosher salt on my scallops. Next we'll add a little bit of pepper. And then we want to flip these scallops over and do the other side. Okay, so I've got my skillet set up with a high temperature oil. In this case, it's peanut oil. Anytime you sear, you want to use a high temperature oil. If you don't want to use peanut oil, whether you're allergic or not, then you can use avocado oil or something like a grapeseed oil, something with a higher smoke point. And so what we're gonna do to tell if the oil is ready, we'll take one of our scallops and we'll just set them into the oil here. And then adjust our temperature accordingly. And that's about where we want to be at with our temperature there. And so one of the things I like to do is I like to make sure that my scallops are making contact with my oil. And the key to searing anything, including scallops, is that you want to let them sit where you place them. If you start moving them around and start looking and peeking at the bottom, then you don't have any chance of developing a great crust there. So we want to let these sit and just keep our eye on the edge of the scallop to see how the browning is developing. And if you look in here, you can see where the liquids that are coming out of the scallops are caramelizing and forming a beautiful fond in the bottom of the pan. We're gonna use all of that for our sauce to finish our scallops. So while we wait for these scallops to develop a beautiful crust on the bottom before we flip them, let me tell you some rules when it comes to seafood. With seafood, you rather undercook it slightly than overcook it slightly. And so the same thing applies with scallops or shrimp or anything that you're cooking that comes from your seafood department. You rather undercook it slightly than overcook it. So when we flip these over, the second side won't cook as long as the first side did. Also, when you buy things that you worry about overcooking, make sure you get something that's large enough so that you can have control over the internal temperature of the particular thing. If you get scallops that are too small, then they'll cook really fast. They won't develop that nice brown exterior crust, and then they'll also taste really rubbery and chewy. You don't really want that. You want a large enough scallop where you don't have to break the bank, but at the same time it gives you the ability to control the product as you cook it in your skillet. So how do you know when to turn these? You see these nice brown bits that are developing in the bottom of our skillet? Well, we're gonna take our time here and flip these over. And sure enough, we've got a beautiful crust that has developed. Do the same thing here. Just be gentle with these. And these are our beautiful pan-seared scallops. I'm gonna let these go for about 30 seconds here, and then we'll plate these up and begin our sauce. Okay, so we've got our scallops in the oven so they can stay warm. And so the next thing I'm gonna do is begin putting together this finishing sauce. And all we wanna do is get up all these beautiful brown bits and wake up this garlic and these shallots. And when you begin to smell the garlic and you begin to smell the shallots, then what we want to do is add in our knob of butter. And we don't really want to cook the butter. We just want to gently melt the butter. So turn your fire down relatively low. And we want to begin to add in our wine. And once we bring this up to a little bit of a, I don't want to say a boil, but a simmer, we can keep on whisking and whisking and whisking to help build our sauce. We want to create a little bit of an emulsion. And at the same time, we want to also make sure that we get the harshness of the alcohol in the wine cooked off as well. And just let that simmer to build our emulsion. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I'm also going to add in my dry parsley now. Pinch of pepper. And then lastly, we'll put in a little bit of this red pepper flake, just for some color. Then we turn that off. Now that we've got this all working together, and that's our sauce. And so the last thing we want to do to plate our scallops is we want to take some of this beautiful sauce we made, this wine, shallot, garlic, butter sauce, and we just want to drizzle that all over our scallops. Begin to do our plating outside here. And then we want to use a little bit of parsley to help brighten up the plate even more. Some more of this dried parsley. And those are my beautiful pan-seared scallops with a wine, shallot, butter, garlic sauce. Okay, it's time for the taste test. I cannot wait to try these. I wish I had some crusty bread to go with this, but this is perfect if you're trying to be low carb. Ooh, this smells so good. Oh yeah, shout out to my little nephews, Corian and Case. Your uncle's about to try this. Let's go. Start one of these scallops. They're nice and tender still on the inside with this beautiful crust on the outside. Man. Oh, wow. You're getting the sweetness from the scallop. You're getting some beautiful acidity from the white wine. The garlic's there. The shallot's there. The little bit of spice you get from this red pepper flake is there. This is amazing. Let me try this one more time. Hold on, guys. So guys, thank you for watching my video on how to make scallops. The next time you're in your supermarket and you walk past your seafood counter, be sure to pick up some scallops and give this recipe a shot at home. Do me a favor on the way out, hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. It's how you can say thank you for the content. And I got to get back to these scallops, and I'm going to enjoy these. Man, and these things are amazing. Let me get me some bread so I can sop up this sauce.